Another comic book character whose death I felt was pointless was the character of Jason Todd, aka the Second Robin. His death was pretty much pointless for lots of reasons, but basically because of the hype surrounding his death. When I read Death in the Family, it was pretty much late in the game. I didn't even know they had a second Robin until I actually looked at other books and realized that the original Robin was Dick Grayson, became Nightwing, and from my memory, his relationship with Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, was not as good as it once were. Um, my belief is there was an attempt that the character has grown. He was no longer that sidekick that a lot of people had mixed feelings for, and to be honest, he developed more being Nightwing and had more of a popularity as that character than he was with Robin. That was not the case with Jason Todd. And the funny thing about it, I found out very, very late after the events that happened of why he never really grown on people. Even to this day, there's a lot of people who don't like this character, and with good legitimate reasons too, because he's one of those annoying characters they have ever made, and that's pretty much hurt him a lot with DC fans over the years. However, I have to say that's more with the writers than it is with the character himself, and I explain. When I found out about Death in the Family, when a big epic comic, when a big epic series happens, the value of the comic book goes up. I believe this is the only series that over the years the value of that series went down. I have gotten at least a few of those comics the same price that you would have got it from the stores now. That's how low it went. And normally, a comic like that would probably go for $20 or $30. It wasn't near double digits. Superman, the Death of Superman, is still pretty much in the double digit range if you got the first edition. That's not open with the bag, with the everything still inside, not open. If you have that, you're pretty much good to go. But with Death in the Family, that was never the case. It really went down, and that's largely because a lot of people just hated the character. I think his character, and it was pretty much obvious after I read some of the stuff that about Jason Todd, is that he was obnoxious, arrogant, overconfident, and basically thought he was even better than Batman. His eventually it caught back up with him, and in the series, that Joker ended up taking him down. He beat him up with a crowbar and blew him up in a factory after an attempt to try and save his mother. It was probably what I read. It was probably one of the most heart-clenching scenes I've ever seen, especially with Batman holding his lifeless body. The funeral and Superman coming into the fold, and ending with the Joker being there, and that was pretty much the only thing I can actually remember. And I remember those scenes because it was pretty much eye popping to me, because that was actually the first time that a character that I actually grown familiar with died in comics. It was something that was unconscionable for me to happen. However, as the years grown, I realized why he died. It was almost like the fans want him dead. They had a poll, I believe, in whether to keep the character or kill him off, and many people just basically said, get rid of him. And that's how they did it. They did it in such a brutal way that I've said, wow, was this really necessary? Why I consider it be a waste is for two reasons. One is the new Robin. Tim Drake to me is my favorite Robin. I actually liked how they developed him over the years, especially when he had those two miniseries, Robin when he was training, and then you had Robin 2 Joker's Wild, which Joker had pretty much sworn he's to get him at all costs. Other books that came before him, he really developed quite nicely, where I actually want to follow more of him. And it's a damn shame how they treated that Tim Drake character as if Robin never existed. I was shocked that DC would do that, but you know, that's DC for you. During that time before all this happened, he wasn't Robin yet. He actually saved Batman from his dire situation, and how he did it was he ended up fighting one on one, but at the same time you saw Todd's spirit encouraging him to get up, fight back and everything else. He even told him that it was my fault. His spirit saying it was my fault that what happened to me. I was arrogant, overconfident, and that pretty much was a. I actually enjoyed that series because it was a passing of the guard. The old Robin passing the guard to the new Robin, and being that we didn't have a Robin in a long time, to see how that transpired, I was very, very happy, very, very satisfied, and I actually grown to like Tim Drake's character ever since. And to me, if out of anything else, that was Jason Todd's redemption. That was his shining moment. And I felt like when they brought him back in the most craziest way possible as the Red Hood, I felt that whole thing got flushed down the toilet because they made him into a bad guy again, pretty much. And it just basically ruined the message they had with the other Robin. It just basically, DC basically said, remember that time when you want him dead? Well, too bad, we want him back, and now he's his own character, even though fans are not grasping it. I don't think they ever will accept Jason Todd at all in any kind of carnation whatsoever. I don't even think people even like him in his own comic book called The Red Hood. It's just not possible, and there's a reason for that. This character hasn't really developed into a likable character at all. Is one thing I feel that if something dramatic happened, I think people would accept that. But with him, it never happened. It never occurred, and I think people just gotten fed up with him. But besides the point, I think it's just a waste of his death was still a waste of time because eventually they still brought him back. And it's obvious that DC never wanted to get rid of him in the first place. If you didn't want to get rid of him, don't kill him off. Make it where he actually turned bad, and you have a new villain right there. The only difference between this villain is he was trained through Batman, and now he's pretty much the only one that actually knows who Batman is and actually can fight him the same way that Batman fights. I'd rather have that than just kill him off, only to him to come back in a way that just boggles me. And I know he didn't came back right away. I know it took years, but still, I mean, it's a pointless death. DC didn't. This ain't the only death they done, especially with the Robin era, because there was another Robin who died a few years ago. And turned out they actually faked her death, and she was supposed to become the new Batgirl, and then they did the new 52, and that all got thrown out the window. But in any case, with Jason Todd, yeah, is he not a likable? Is he a likable character in the DC universe? No, not really. He's definitely not the likable character now. I doubt if the fans will ever like him or embrace him as a character, good or bad. But I felt that it was a waste of time because DC clearly wants this character to be in their universe, clearly wants him to have an impact. And to me, you didn't have to kill him to do that. And furthermore, having the fans decide whether or not to keep him alive, and when it's very clear that there was a lot of negativity with him, wasn't the best move. And I thought they shot themselves in the foot by doing that. Granted, I still felt with that character, he had a chance for redemption. And in fact, when they introduced a new Robin at that time, that was his redemption. The fact that he passed the guard to Tim Drake in the way, I felt that was a perfect way to say, okay, he was an idiot, but he acknowledged it in spirit. He wants the new Robin not to make that same mistake, and as a result, we got this. So to me, that was his redemption. And when they brought him back, more of a jerk than ever, it just basically spat on what they was trying to do years ago when they first implemented the third Robin into the series. So that's basically my feeling on that matter. I really felt that this character I really felt they missed the ball with this character. But maybe now with the new 52, they will have that chance to actually make the Red Hood something other than what he was portrayed in the earlier versions, and basically just have something, anything that will be dramatic, that Jason Todd can redeem himself. Can he do it? It's possible, but it depends on how the writers and the power of the company of DC wants it to happen. If it's not going to happen, then it's not going to happen, and I guess he's going to be stuck as the most hated character in all of DC Universe. So what do you guys think about this? Do you guys, what do you guys feel about the Jason Todd scenario? Do you thought the death in the family, with Robin being killed off the way he did, was just a waste of time? Do you think it was necessary? Were you shocked by it even? To me, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked. I said, Robin's dead. When this happened? But remember, I was young when I read that. The panels, along with what Batman was saying, along with what was going on at the time, still sticks with me. But over the years, when I finally found out what was the real purpose behind that, especially after they brought him back, I felt that that was just a waste of time. You guys may disagree. I'd love to hear your opinion on that. But until then, this is J77 saying take care, and I will continue on with deaths and comic books in the next topic. But until then, take care, be safe, talk to you soon.